Hi everyone and welcome to TNT. Today we're talking about retirement, something we're all having to face. Many of you might already be in your retirement, but there's so many things to consider, and the better you plan, the better the result's going to be for a hopefully long and successful retirement. Probably for many people the best time in their life. Now, I'm actually recording today in Turtle Beach House 1, which is one of our beach houses. The reason I'm doing it from here is this is about 50 square metres, and the reason for pointing that out will become apparent. And out of the many things you need to consider for your retirement is, of course, the cost of the retirement. And it could vary wildly depending on what sort of retirement you're going to have, what you intend to be doing, where you intend to be doing it, and where you want to base yourself. Now, recently there's been some cruise ships which are basically offering people the opportunity to retire on a cruise ship and spend your retirement cruising around the world. Not particularly cheap. So let's leave that aside and imagine we're probably going to have to find a location, a place to base our retirement. Now, if you're in the United States, you're facing the highest costs of anybody in the world. If you're in places like the UK, Australia, maybe Canada, the prices are a little bit lower. Europe can be a little bit lower than that. And then you move into Asia and the cost savings can be quite considerable if you've got limited funds for your retirement. So looking to retire in a place like Thailand, for example, you could be expecting to save at least 50% on your retirement costs in a Western country. And if you're thinking about the United States, the savings could be up to 60 or 70%. So I'm currently involved in a project putting together a retirement home about 20 minutes north of Phuket in this town called Thai Mueang, also known as Turtle Beach. And I'm actually after some information. I'm wanting to know what you, if you're considering retirement or looking around at the moment, the sort of things that you'd be looking for in a retirement facility. Now, there's absolutely no one size fits all, but there might be some commonality as I'm, I suppose, doing some research as to the sort of things that Westerners currently would be expecting out of a retirement facility that's not in their home country. So let's get down to the tin tacks and talk about why retiring in a place like Thailand might be something that you could consider. There are, of course, pros and cons. So talking about southern Thailand, here on the coast of Phang Nga, you're talking about a reliably hot and tropical climate. It's pretty much never cold. There's only a wet season and a dry season, and it's basically 28 to 32 degrees every day of the year. That's not going to suit everybody, but for the people who say, I'm never going to get used to the humidity, well, you sort of do. In fact, I really just never think about it. Now, this particular town's about 12,000 people. It's a small Thai town. It's also very safe. If you consider Thailand is relatively safe compared to other countries, even more so when you get into these small Thai towns, as long as you sort of stay off the roads on a motorbike generally. But if you do happen to be on a motorbike and park it somewhere, you can leave your key on the motorbike. It's going to be there when you come back. Things like assault and theft are very rare living in a town like this. Now, when it comes to food, it's going to help, obviously, if you like Thai food. There's plenty of that, and it's fresh and it's tasty. There's also a couple of supermarkets in town. They're well stocked, plenty of fresh food. There's also a few Western brands in some of those supermarkets. The best thing that's happened, though, for picky eaters is that in recent years we've got all these delivery services such that you can get almost anything delivered, all your favourites from pies to roasts and everything, within a couple of days delivered to your door here at Turtle Beach. Now, one thing that I think is an important service, certainly peace of mind, is having somebody to organise your visas for you. Now, once you're over 50, of course, you're eligible for the retirement visa, the O visa, and we would have somebody to look after all that for you. The annual renewal, that still needs to be done. There's also 90-day reports that can be organised to be done online, and you can actually get somebody to do that for you. So we think that's an important service if you are going to be running some sort of retirement facility. Now, this particular town is in the province of Phang Nga, but it's just north of Phuket. Phuket International Airport's only 35 minutes from here. And talking about the heart of Phuket and getting to some of those private hospitals, it's probably about an hour drive to get to those. But Phuket is on your doorstep. Here, much, much quieter than Phuket. You're not really going to see many tourists around. And then Thailand does have a long record as a popular destination for retirees. There's still plenty of them here enjoying Thailand every day of the week. Now, if you're on a fixed income, of course, the currency rates go up and down, and that's always going to be a consideration. And you can do plenty of research on that to see if you're going to be able to afford to live here in Thailand with your pension. I suppose the point being that you're going to find your pension's going to go a lot further here than it might in your home country. So the particular retirement home project we're looking at, in the very broadest of terms, with our early thinking, would have a private bungalow, modern, architecturally designed. It would be about 50 square metres. There'd be a pool on site. There'd be 24-hour on-site management. We'd have somebody to, as I mentioned, organise all your visas and your requirements to stay here in Thailand. Now, this particular town's got a couple of good clinics with an English-speaking doctor. There's a public hospital. There's a big public hospital in Phang Nga town, and the Phuket private and public hospitals are between 30 minutes and an hour away. We were also thinking of having like a daily breakfast included and leaving you to sort out your lunches and dinners. Also, weekly cleaning for your bungalow. And then we thought there should also be an English-speaking local taxi available, basically on call, waiting for you at any time. So time now to put your thinking caps on. This is where you do some work and tell me the sort of things that you'd be looking for in your retirement. What sort of things are important to you? What sort of facilities are you looking for? Now, as I said, we're still talking about the part of your retirement, the early part, when you're still able-bodied and able to get around. Now, beyond that, there are facilities here in Thailand for the aged care and for people who need perhaps 24-hour care. Doctors, nurses on call, or maybe even living in. Now, those facilities already exist, and we'll be partnering with those sort of facilities so people could move from our type of retirement home into those in the future. But I really would be interested to know the sort of things that are important to you, and I'm going to use this information. I'm going to be mining the comments section to try and figure out the sort of things that we might be able to provide, and then work out the type of facilities we're going to construct and the sort of costs involved. So plenty to think about when it comes to retirement, something we're all going to have to face if we're not already doing it. You might be doing it alone, you might be doing it with a loved one, maybe with friends, maybe in your home country, or maybe overseas. Either way, it's going to happen at some stage. So the more we think about it, the more we can make some good decisions. I'll just be using all this information from the comments and from anything that comes in to at least try and put together something in this town that might be useful for people in the future, maybe including myself. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and we look forward to seeing you next time.